So in last class we studied the linear data structure, right? So in that linear data structure we studied stacks and queues. So in this class we will study linked list, okay? So as before going to this linked list, why we are implementing the linked list means, so in arrays we know the disadvantage of array, right? So the disadvantage of array is, so array is a static structure, which means which has a fixed size, so that we cannot allocate the extra memory or deallocate the excess memory, right? So that is a disadvantage of array. So to overcome that disadvantage, we are using linked list. So this linked list uses the dynamic memory allocation. So this linked list uses the dynamic memory allocation, so that to overcome the disadvantage of array, we are using linked list. So now we will study what is this linked list. So linked list is a linear collection of data elements. So it is a collection, linear collection of data elements, means one element is connected to the another data element, that we call it as linear collection, okay? So this linked list is a linear collection of data elements. So these data elements we call it as node, okay? So in stacks, queues we call it as data elements are items, right? So in linked list we call it as node, okay? So linked list is a collection, linear collection of data elements called nodes, in which each node is connected to the next node or another node through links. Or we call it as pointers. Okay, so that is called linked list. So linked list is a linear collection of data elements called node, in which each node is connected to next node through links or pointers. So as I explained in the queues, so we are using linked list to represent the queues, memory representation, right? So in that I told how exactly the linked list will be there, right? So in linked list we have two parts, so that we call it as fields. So in linked list we have two fields. One is data field. The first we call it as data field. So another one we call it as link field. So in linked list, so each node, so this complete thing we call it as node, okay? So in linked list we have two fields. One is data field, another one is link field. So this data field contains the item of that data, okay? What exactly we have to store in a memory, that data will be present in that data field. And next one is link field, right? So this link field contains the address of the next element. Suppose we have two elements, right? So this link field contains the address of second element, where exactly that second element will be present. So that address will be stored in this link field, okay? So suppose consider, so in linked list we are representing one node called as start node, okay, or we can call it as head. Okay, so this head or the stat is a pointer. So it is one type of pointer. So it contains or it stores or it gives the location of the first element in the linked list. So this stat or head gives the location of the first element of the linked list. So this will be connected to the first element in the linked list. So this represents the link field. Okay. Suppose if we have three elements, so this is an example for linked list. So in this we have both data field and link field, right? So suppose consider this as the address 100 of 0th index, 200, index 1, 300 and index 2. Okay, so these are the index and these are the address of that element or node. Okay, in this we are called as node. So this node has the address 100. So I told the stat or head gives the location of first element in the list, right? So this stores the value 100. Okay, so this contains the address of starting element in the list. Okay, so again, so this is a data field and I told this is a link field, right? So this link field contains the address of next element. So what is next node? That is this node. So what is the address of this? It is 200. So it stores the address 200 and then it stores the address 300. So and lastly we will write it as null. So this null indicates that is the last element of that linked list. Suppose if we have the start or head as a null, so it is equal to null, which means it is an empty list. Okay, so that is about a linked list. So in this linked list we have two parts, one is data field, another one is link field, right? So in this we have three different types of linked list. So one is a singly linked list. Next, doubly linked list. And then circular linked list. So these are the three types of linked list. Okay. One is singly linked list, doubly linked list and circular linked list. Now we will study what is the singly linked list. So as the name suggests, singly linked list means it has only a single link field, right? So it contains as it is the linked list, so it contains two fields or two parts. One is data field, another one is link field. So this data field contains the data, so data of the node, and then link field contains the address of the next node. Okay, so these are the two fields we are using in singly linked list, and since we have only a single link field, so that we call this linked list as a singly linked list. So why we call this linked list as a singly linked list means, so it contains only a single link field. So we call it as a singly linked list. Okay. So how this single linked list will be represented means same as the normal linked list. So this is a start and then this is connected to one node. So this we call it as singly linked list. So in this singly linked list, we can access the next element or next node element we can access. Okay. So but we cannot access the previous node. So in this linked list, we can access the next node, but we cannot access the previous node of this linked list. So this is one disadvantage of singly linked list. So this is about singly linked list. So it contains the two fields in which each node contains the data field and link field. Okay. So this data field contains the data of the node, link field contains the address of the next node. So complete this we call it as node. Okay. So in this singly linked list, it contains only one link field, so that this linked list we call it as singly linked list, and we can access in singly linked list we can access only the next node, but we cannot access the previous node in this linked list. So that is a disadvantage of singly linked list. So next, second one is circular linked list. So as that name says, circular, which means it is interconnected with other nodes. Okay. So in circular linked list, the first element or the field of the last node. Suppose we take this as an example. So in circular linked list, the field at the last, okay, linked list which has a last element, that is connected to the first node. Okay, so that we call it as, so that address is connected to the first node, that we call it as circular linked list. So in this circular linked list, the last node or last field contains the address of the first element or first node, that we call it as circular linked list. So circular linked list means the field which contains, the field of the last node contains the address of the first node is called circular linked list. So in this circular linked list, we can travel any of the nodes by passing through other nodes. So we can travel one node to another node in any of the linked list. So this is about circular linked list. Next we have doubly linked list. So doubly linked list means this linked list contains two links. Okay. So this linked list contains the two link fields and one data field, that we call it as doubly linked list. So this contains the three fields. Okay. One is data field, or we can call it as information field. Okay, both are same. So and we have forward and backward field. Okay, so these are the three fields present in doubly linked list. So one is forward field, another one is information field, and then backward field. So these are the three fields present in doubly linked list. So this forward field contains the address of the next element cell. So this forward field contains the address of the next node, and backward field contains the address of the previous node, and data field contains the information of the data, or information field contains the data of the node. So these are the three fields we are representing in doubly linked list. So it contains three fields. One is backward field, information field, and forward field. In short form we write like this. Okay. So this backward field contains the address of the previous node. Data information field contains the address of, information field contains the data of the node. Forward field contains the address of next node. Okay. So in this we can access the elements of the next node, and also we can access the elements of the previous node. Okay. So if the backward field is null, that indicates that this is the first element and only single element present in the node. Okay. So next, if the forward slash is null, that indicates that that is the last element of the linked list. So if if backward field is null, if it is equal to null, that indicates that that is the first element of the linked list. If the forward field is null, that indicates the last node of that linked list. So this will be represented like this. So like this we are representing the doubly linked list. Okay. So if we can represent like this, or just we can write so this is also same. So this contains the null value and this contains that null value. So this is an example for doubly linked list. So in this doubly linked list we are representing with the help of three fields. So if the backward field is equal to null, that indicates the first node of the linked list. If the forward slash is equal to null, that indicates the last node of the linked list. So this is about different types of linked list. So in this we have three types. One is singly linked list, doubly linked list, and circular linked list. So after this we have different operations to be performed in this linked list. So as we know that in stacks, queues, arrays also we have different operations to be performed in that linked list, in that data structure. Likewise here also we have different operations in the linked list. So first operation is creating a linked list. Okay. So we are creating the linked list. So that will be happened in the linked list. So for creating the linked list, we are using the new keyword. Okay. So with the help of this keyword, we are creating the linked list with the help of structure. Okay. So we are using structures to create the linked list. Okay. So that is the first one, creating a linked list. And next, traversing in a linked list. So traversing means visiting each and every node in the linked list. So next, third one is inserting. Third operation is inserting into a linked list. So we can insert or we can add a new node into the linked list. So we can add that node at the beginning or in any position, or we can add at the end of the linked list. So we can insert in 3 different ways. So next operation is deleting. So deleting from the linked list means we are removing the node from the linked list. Okay. So next operation is merge. Merging a node, merging 2 or more linked list to form a single list. So that we call it as merging. Merging means combining 2 or more linked list to form a single linked list. Okay. So last one is searching in a linked list. Okay, searching an item or finding the item in the given linked list. So these are the operations performed on the linked list. One is creating a linked list, next traversing in a linked list, and inserting an item into the linked list, and deleting an item from the linked list, next merging 2 or more linked list, and then searching the item in the linked list. So these are the operations performed on the linked list. So now we will study the algorithms for these operations. So as I told, for creating a linked list, we are using linked list. Okay. So we are using the structure. So you people remember in first PUC we are using struct keyword to define a structure, right? So we are using keyword struct and then structure name, and then we are providing some data types. So this is a definition of, this is an example for defining a structure. So like this we are defining the structure. So with the help of this structure we are creating the linked list, okay, and we are using a pointers, okay. So here also we are using struct keyword, struct, and then name of the structure. So the name of the structure is user defined. You can give any name here, okay. So I gave node, okay, struct node, okay. So in this link field we have two fields, right? One is data field, another one is link field. So the data field may be a your wish, either it may be a character or int. Whatever data you provided, so that data type should be present here. So I given int, so that I have to give integer values for the data, okay. So we have two fields, one is data field and link field. So this link field always should be of the data type struct. So you people remember the nested structure. So the structure contains another structure. So we are using that concept. So we are using that node. So this is the name of the structure which is of type struct, right? Structure data type. So this structure data type we are using to represent this link. Okay, now this link variable is of the data type struct, okay, or structure. So this is how we are defining the structure, right? So in this we are creating the data field and then link field. So like this we are creating the linked list. So if we are creating this linked list means we have to call this. So that we are declaring the structure. So node star, give any variable name. Okay, so this is a declaration of this linked list. So why I am using star here means, so this star indicates that it is a pointer variable. As we know that the pointer means it stores the address of another variable. So in linked list, the link field contains the address of next node, right? So that's why we are using pointers. So pointers also used to store the address of next variable. Okay, so address and location both are same. So that's why we are using star here. This star indicates it is a pointer variable. Okay, so this is how we are creating the linked list. So this can be written in a different way also, in two ways. So one way is this, and another way is we are declaring this structure inside the structure only. Structure definition. Struct node int data node star link. So here only we are declaring that variables which are used in the next scenario. So this is how we are creating the linked list. So these are the two ways we are creating the linked list. So to create this linked list we are using structure. So if we are using structure means we have to use the keyword struct. So with the help of this struct keyword we are creating the linked list. So in this we have two fields, so these operations I am performing only for the singly linked list. Okay, so that we have only two fields, one is data field, another one is link field. So this data field is of type int because I am providing the integer values. So if I want to provide characters, you can change this data type to character or char. Okay, so and then we have link field. So this link field contains the address of next node, right? So that's why I am using pointer variable. So this is of type structure. Okay, so this is how we are creating the linked list. So next we have inserting a node into the linked list. How we can insert an element, how we can insert a node into the linked list. So now I am inserting the node at the beginning of the linked list. Okay. So for example, consider this as an example. So for this I have to insert one more element into this linked list, one more node into this linked list. I told I am inserting the node at the beginning of the linked list, which means I have to insert here, right? So for that first I need to create one empty node, right? So I create one node, so which is of two fields, one is data field, another one is link field. Okay, So for this I am inserting one element. Okay. So and then address of that element. Okay. So this I am creating one node. So this is a new node I am inserting into the linked list. Okay. So this is a new node. So I have to connect this or link this new node to the existing node. Okay. So how I will connect this means, first I need to store the address of the first element into here. Okay. So what now I have to store the address of first element to the new node. So what is the first address? So that is 200, right? So that is stored here. So this will be linked to here. Now this link will be disappeared. When I connected this, so this address will be stored here. So after this, the address of this newly inserted element, so that will be stored here and this will be linked. So this is how we have to insert a new node into the linked list at the beginning of the linked list. So for this, how we will write a code means, so first we need to create a new node, right? So how we will create a new node means with the help of new keyword. Okay. So I am taking one pointer, temporarily stored pointer, so which is a newly created variable. So for that I am creating a new node, that is new node. Okay, this is the first step. So first what I did, so first I created a one node. Okay, so this is the first node. So after this I have to insert the data into this node, right? So the second step is data of P. So this P means the whole node, we call it as P. Data of P means only this part, we call it as data of P. This part we call it as link of P. Okay. So data of P, we have to store some variable or value, right? So num, I give num, so whichever value you need, that will be inserted there. Here why I am using this arrow mark instead of equals means, in pointers we are using arrow marks to assign the values we can use. Okay. So in normal we are using, if I want to provide a value to this data means, what I will write, data equals 5 or data equals num, which means the value present in num is assigned to data, right? So here in pointers we are using this arrow marks, which means this will be assigned to this. So now num is assigned to this data of P. Okay. So after assigning the value, what I have to do? So this starting address will be assigned to the newly created node. So third step is link of P is start. Okay, so in previously the start contains 200, right? So that will be assigned to this. So when we are assigning this 200 to here, automatically it creates a link to that address. So ಎಲ್ಲಿ address 200 ಇರುತ್ತೋ automatically ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅದು link point out ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So after this what I did, so I have to make this P or newly inserted node as a starting node, right? I have to change this address, right? So for that so this P becomes now starting node. Okay, so now I assign the address 100 to the start, right? So now that creates a link automatically. So last step is return. So this is how we are inserting a new node at the beginning of the linked list. So just listen. This is an example we are taking, right? So initially this is a start, contains the address 200, so and then contains this like this. So what is the first step? So just I am writing the same thing in the below to show the difference between those two. So first we have to create a new one, right? So I created one new node. Okay. So I created one new node. So that is P or new node. Okay. So this is new node. So I created a new node. So after this new node, so I have to provide the data to the data field of the P, right? Data of P means, so this part, right? So I have to assign the value to this part. I assign 10. Okay. So the second step is over. Next, third step, link of P, that is stat value is assigned to the link of P. So initially what is the starting address? So the stat stores the address of first element, right? So it stores the value 200. So this 200 is assigned to link of P, which means link field of the P node, right? So this contains now value 200. Now this will be overwritten. So if it is over, it will, if the address is assigned to this, automatically it will create the link for that node. Okay. So next, P is assigned to start. So what is P here? This is, right. So this is assigned to this, which means the address, suppose consider this address is 100. So this address is assigned to start, because start contains only the link field. It doesn't have the data field, right. So it stores the address of this newly inserted node. So this is how we are inserting the new node at the beginning of the linked list. So next we have deleting a node. So we are deleting the node at the end of the linked list. So we are deleting the node at the end of the linked list. So how we will delete means, so here we are using the two pointer variables, one is P1 and P2. Okay. So this P2 contains the, P2 has the traversing in the linked list. So it is used to traverse in the linked list. So this P1 is used to store the address or location of the previous element of the P2. Okay, so for example, we have two nodes. Suppose I take this as a P2. So this P2 we are using to traverse each and every node in the linked list. So P1 means it stores the address of the previous node of the P2. So P2 previous node yavudidyo adra address P1 anu. Okay. So these are the two variables we are using in deleting a node. Okay. So we have to know what is P1 and P2. So these are the two pointer variables. So how we will delete means, suppose this is an example, take it as this, okay. So first what we have to do means, for deleting, if the linked list contains the elements or the nodes, we can delete the node, right? So for that we are checking the condition that the location or the link field of P1 has to be null or not. So if it is null, we cannot delete, sorry, if it is not equal to null, we cannot remove the, or we cannot delete the node from the linked list, okay. So for that we are shifting those values, okay. After writing algorithm, I will tell how to assign those, okay. So in that, at the end of the node we have to delete, right. So this is a linked list, so this is the last node, right. So we are removing this node from the linked list, we are free of this node. So and we will delete this link and make this as a null, okay. So this is how, if after deleting the element at the end, so this is the linked list, okay. So how this will be performed means, so first step is start. So first we have to assign the P2. What is P2? It has to be traversed in the linked list, right? So that P2 is assigned as a start. So this start is assigned to P2. So which means okay, suppose consider this as an example, okay. So what I wrote here, so I need to assign this start to P2, right. Now this becomes P2, okay. So I assign. So after this what I have to do means, I have to check whether this while link of P2. So why I have to take this link means, so we have to check whether this is null or not. So only the link field contains either null or any of the address, right? So data field contains the data. We cannot check for that data. Only we are checking for that link. So if the link is null, we have to delete that element. Why? Because it contains only a single element. For example, we are representing null as into also, okay. So if it is like this, which means it contains only one, okay. So if it is only one element, so after deleting only start will be there, right? So which means we are deleting that element. So if it is equal to null, okay. So this start address is at here, okay. Right? So this is 100. This is 200, this is 300. So this P2 is pointing to this here, right? Okay. So this is not equal to null. So if it is not equal to null, what we have to do means, we have to assign that P2 as a P1. So this P2 makes, we are making this P2 as a P1 and P2 as a next element of the P2. Listen. So what I did means, what are the value in the P2, I make it as P1. Okay. So now this P2 becomes P1. So this P2 is assigned to P1. So this P2 becomes P1. So now I have to make P2, right? So I need both P1 and P2. So what I did means link of P2. What is link of P2? Link of P2 is 200, right? So this 200 node, so where it has to be linked, that I make it as P2. Okay. So now this becomes the P2 of the node. Okay. So likewise we have to repeat for the further, because whether the P2 link of P2 is equal to null? No. So again I need to assign this P2 as P1. So now this becomes P1 and this becomes P2, right? So we are repeating this loop until this condition becomes false, right? So this is next step. So after this we reach at the last position, right? So while link of P2, what is link of P2? That is null. It is not equal to null. So we have to come out of this loop, okay? So and we have to print that last element, which means data of P2. Okay, print data of P2. So after printing this data, what we have to means we have to remove this, right? So if we want to remove this last element means we have to assign the previous element as to be null. So if I remove this is the last element of the linked list, right? So that we have to assign the null value. So the next step is link of P1. So why P1 means it is a P1. Previous of P2 is P1, right? So this will be null, which means I make this node as a null, right? Now there is no link between these two nodes, okay? So after this I need to free the P2 node. So which means this P2 node has to be freed, which means removed from the linked list, and then we stop the process. So this is how we are deleting a node at the end, okay? So for deleting the node at the end, so the last element of this linked list should be null. So for that previous element make it as null and then remove that link and then free up the last element. This is how we are deleting the node at the end of the linked list. So in next class we will study a non-linear data structure, so and different types of non-linear data structure.